everybody, welcome back to Heimlich Hot Rods. So we're working on the front bumper and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. So I'll show you what I got going on. So I actually started on this front bumper over a year ago and never got it done. So I went back and I started welding up the original mounting holes, ground them down. I've already got this one pretty much finished. You can see a few spots still need to be worked on, but it's nice and smooth. So the problem with chroming a bumper is it's got to be perfect in metal work. Everything's got to be smooth, so you'll see every little bit of it. The copper won't cover everything, no matter how much you put, so you got to have it really, really good when you give it to your chromer. See, I got it kind of ground down there, but you'll still see some spots. Now we can chase some of these spots with the welder. Some of these we might have to, but most of these edges, if you keep chasing them with the welder, you're just going to keep chasing that weld all the way out. It'll just keep shrinking the metal, and you'll always have a low spot. So we try and get them pretty close, and then we'll come back through on the back side with the pecking hammer and peck all these corners out and raise them up a little bit, and then we'll come back through and sand it again, file it, do whatever it takes, and I'll get that nice and smooth to where it pretty much looks like that. And that's almost there. We'll do a little bit more work on that one. It's also been pie cut on top and bottom and re-arched to tuck the body nice and tight. So all these have to be cleaned up. They've all got little lumps in them and stuff. So this has all been TIG welded, so we can hammer on it. If you MIG weld this and do this, most likely your weld's gonna crack. So you want to TIG weld this, and see some spots that need some work. We'll get it nice and smooth and get both these bumpers back on. That one's already done. Pretty much needs a little work, but it's pretty much there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this knocked out, and we'll get back to you guys. See how much I've beat on that one with the pecking hammer. So, see a couple little pits, but the copper will definitely fix all that little bitty stuff. The main thing is we want it flat. We don't want any waves in it. Hard to see on camera, but nice and flat. So it takes a little over an hour to get to that point. We got a few more to do. Alright, so worked on this bumper for a couple days and got it all done. Turned out pretty smooth. So I've just been grinding down these welds. Gonna get these fenders back on, get the steps back on. I need to finish the step extensions and get these bumpers on. I need to test fit this front bumper, but I want to get it back together so I can pull it back. So here we go. Alright, test fit went pretty well. Got that marked where I want to cut it. See, that thing's nice and tucked. It needs a little sanding work along the face, but see how we got it nice and tucked. About a 1/4 inch gap between it and the body. Got it pulled back real far. Pretty tight tuck. starting to get her back together. Still got a lot to do. Got the front bumper all smoothed out, filled and smooth. It's fitting nice everywhere else except for this big old gap right here. So I got to work on this, pulling this around the corner a little bit. Still got to do the hood, which that'll be in the future of the windows. Finish the step extensions. I got the back bumper back on. You can see that thing is obviously fitting beautifully. So I was just putting the gas tank back in. Got the new fill right here, new vent. Everything's working pretty good, so that's the update on the truck. So let me get back to work on this thing, see how much I can get done here today. And got little helpers out here cleaning.
Mommy,
what are you doing? No keys, you ain't going nowhere. You can't drive, you're not old enough.
No, you pouting again? You can't drive.
You're not old enough.
Hey, Mommy.
You want me to go get the keys? Want me to go start it? Yeah, how many you start it?
Lily's over here cleaning the truck up. Looks good, Lils.
It's all dirty.
I know, because the truck was really dirty. Alright, well I totally screwed up. I had this thing completely perfect and I was making this little weld here and all my tacks broke loose. And the reason is I ground the tacks down so they wouldn't mess with me when I'm doing my TIG weld. But I forgot to go on the back side and put some more tacks in before I ground these even down. So gotta start that over. Cut this weld out. Everything else that way is good, but I'll cut that out and re-tack everything, tack it on the back side, come back, grind the tack welds on this side down, weld it, and then probably weld the back side too. So here we go. I turned my camera off because my welder was giving me problems. Turned out, I think it's just the foot pedal. Because I unplugged it, just put it on the regular controls on the TIG unit, and it seemed to weld okay. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that foot pedal. So I'm going to grind this down. Grind all this down. I'll probably have to hammer it a little bit from the back side and check to see how flat it is, and then we'll start finishing the metal on it. Turned out pretty good. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So, spend a lot of time making sure it's flat when you tack it, and then basically the metal just shrinks up a little bit on you when you weld it on both sides. You come back and hit it with a hammer on the back side to pop that back up, and then start filing and sanding and whatever it takes to get it flat. So it's nice and flat now. So we got it closer. I tested it already, but we're gonna have to pie cut in a few areas and bring this in about 3/4 of an inch on both sides and finish that off. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. It's getting kind of late today, so see you tomorrow. Alright, so we're done with the front bumper now. Tucked in nice and tight to the car now. Got a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. Got it all smoothed back out where I welded it. Nice gap all the way around there. Cleaned up. Got the cut all nice. Well, that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Next thing is I'm probably going to work on the hood. I don't know, I got a big list, so we'll put something together and we'll see you on the next episode of Behind the Car Runs. Like, share, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoy. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.